Welcome to 24/7 Updates, your daily source for global events and breaking stories. It was an ordinary day in Manila. The city awoke as it always did, jeepneys weaving through traffic, vendors setting up their stalls, and office workers hurrying along crowded sidewalks. The sun rose over the skyline, casting a golden glow on a city brimming with life and routine. But in a matter of moments, the familiar rhythm was shattered, until a single announcement changed everything. Newsrooms buzzed with urgency, phones rang off the hook, and journalists scrambled to verify what sounded almost unbelievable. A supergiant oil reserve had been discovered deep beneath the West Philippine Sea. The magnitude of the find was staggering, an untapped ocean of energy lying just beyond the nation's shores, waiting to be brought to the surface. The Malaya Field, as it was named, was a find of global significance. Engineers and geologists marveled at the scale of the deposit, realizing that this was not just another oil field, but a game-changer for the entire region. News of the discovery flashed across international headlines, instantly elevating the Philippines onto the world stage. Major networks broke into regular programming, and newspapers from New York to London to Tokyo ran front-page stories about the Malaya Field. For a nation long dependent on imported energy, this was a seismic shift. The Philippines, once at the mercy of global oil prices and foreign suppliers, now held the keys to its own energy future. Early estimates suggested reserves rivaling the Middle East's largest fields. Experts compared the Malaya Field to legendary oil giants, hinting at a future where the Philippines could stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's energy superpowers. Suddenly, the Philippines was poised to become a global energy powerhouse. The nation's engineers, scientists, and workers felt a surge of pride, knowing their expertise would help shape a new era. The president addressed the nation, promising energy independence and a brighter future for every Filipino. In a live broadcast watched by millions, she spoke of jobs, prosperity, and a Philippines that would finally control its own destiny. The Malaya Field became a symbol of hope and a new era. Families gathered around their televisions, some in disbelief, others with tears of joy, as the promise of a better tomorrow felt closer than ever before. Global leaders took notice. Manila was now at the center of a major conversation. Diplomats and energy ministers scheduled urgent meetings, eager to understand how this discovery would reshape alliances and trade. The country's strategic importance soared overnight. No longer just a dot on the map, the Philippines became a focal point for economic opportunity and geopolitical strategy. The world watched as the Philippines prepared to claim its place in the 21st century. Investors, entrepreneurs, and visionaries saw a land of new possibilities, and the nation's cities began to buzz with anticipation and ambition. The announcement, made from the presidential palace, was met with national pride and excitement. Across the archipelago, people celebrated in the streets, waving flags and singing anthems, united by a newfound sense of purpose. For a country that has faced countless challenges, natural disasters, economic struggles, and political upheavals, this felt like a turning point. The resilience and determination of the Filipino people had finally been rewarded. The Malaya Field wasn't just oil, it was a declaration of possibility. It was proof that hope, hard work, and unity could transform a nation's fate. The story had just begun, but it was clear, nothing would ever be the same again. A new chapter was being written, one that would echo through generations. The Philippines was ready for its close-up. The world was watching, and the nation stood poised to seize its moment in history. For decades, the idea that the Philippines could hold significant oil reserves was met with skepticism and doubt. Many believed the archipelago's geology was simply too complex, too unpredictable, to ever yield a major discovery. Experts from around the world dismissed the possibility, and the nation's hopes for energy independence seemed out of reach. Major international oil companies had come and gone, investing millions in exploration, only to walk away empty-handed. The region's challenging terrain and history of dry wells convinced them it was a lost cause. Offshore platforms stood silent, and once busy exploration sites were left to rust, symbols of dreams deferred. But within the Philippine National Oil Company, a small, passionate team refused to accept defeat. These engineers and geologists, driven by a deep sense of national pride and determination, believed there was more to discover. They worked late into the night, poring over old maps and data, searching for clues everyone else had missed. Harnessing the latest advances in artificial intelligence, they reanalyzed decades-old seismic data. The new technology revealed subtle patterns and anomalies that had been invisible before. Suddenly, what once looked like random noise began to make sense, a hidden story written deep beneath the earth. Their breakthrough came from a bold, unconventional theory that a massive oil reservoir was trapped beneath layers of ancient volcanic rock. It was a hypothesis that defied conventional wisdom, but the data was compelling. They built detailed 3D models visualizing what might lie below. The stakes were enormous. Drilling would be expensive and risky, with no guarantee of success. But the team knew that fortune often favors the brave. It was a high-risk, high-reward gamble that could change everything. To make their vision a reality, they partnered with an experienced international firm, combining local knowledge with global expertise. Together, they launched the most ambitious drilling project in Philippine history, pushing their equipment deeper than ever before. The project, named Pag-asa, meaning hope, was anything but easy. Technical setbacks, equipment failures, and harsh offshore conditions threatened to halt progress at every turn. There were moments when the team nearly gave up, but their resolve never wavered. Then, after months of relentless effort, the impossible happened. The drill finally struck a vast reservoir of light, sweet crude oil. Black gold surged to the surface and the platform erupted in celebration. The scale of the discovery stunned even the most optimistic analysts. Data poured in, confirming that the Malaya field was far larger than anyone had dared to hope. News of the find spread rapidly, capturing headlines around the globe. The Malaya field's discovery forced the world to rethink what was possible in the Philippines, and in regions once written off as barren. For the team, it was more than just a scientific triumph. It was a testament to the power of persistence, innovation, and local expertise. Their victory inspired a new generation of Filipino scientists and engineers. Project Pag-asa became a symbol of national pride and hope, its story taught in schools and celebrated in communities across the country. The world may have overlooked the Philippines, but Filipinos never stopped believing in their own potential. Their determination changed the nation's destiny. Sometimes the greatest treasures are found not by those with the most resources, but by those who refuse to quit, those who dare to dream, and never give up. For ordinary Filipinos, the Malaya field means real change. It's not just a distant project or a headline in the news, it's a promise that life can get better for every Filipino family. The hope that once seemed out of reach is now becoming a reality, touching lives in every corner of the country. Tens of thousands of new jobs will be created, from engineers to support staff. This means more parents can provide for their children, and young people can dream of careers right here at home. The oil industry will open doors for skilled workers, technicians, and even those just starting out, giving everyone a chance to build a better future. Families who once had to work abroad can now find opportunity at home. No longer will parents have to say painful goodbyes just to earn a living. The Malaya field brings hope that families can stay together, celebrate milestones, and build memories without borders. Energy independence will lower fuel and electricity costs, easing the burden on households and businesses. Lower bills mean more money for food, education, and savings. Small businesses can thrive, and families can enjoy a higher quality of life, free from the constant worry of rising prices. The government has pledged to use domestic oil to stabilize prices. This commitment ensures that the benefits of the Malaya field reach everyone, protecting the nation from global price shocks and making everyday essentials more affordable. National pride is surging. The Philippines is stepping out of the shadows. For the first time in generations, Filipinos can look to the future with confidence, knowing that their country is taking bold steps forward. Oil revenues can fund infrastructure, schools, and hospitals, lifting millions from poverty. New roads, better healthcare, and quality education will reach even the most remote communities, ensuring that progress is shared by all. The Malaya field is more than a resource, it's a foundation for a stronger, more equitable nation. It represents unity, resilience, and the collective effort of every Filipino working toward a brighter tomorrow. The dream of a first-world Philippines feels within reach. With every step forward, hope grows stronger, and the vision of a prosperous, modern nation becomes clearer. This is about dignity, self-reliance, and a future powered by Filipino talent. It's about believing in ourselves and building a country where everyone has the chance to succeed. The black gold beneath the sea is fueling hope across the country. From the cities to the islands, every Filipino can feel the promise of a new dawn, one that shines brighter with each passing day. The Malaya field's discovery sent shockwaves through world capitals. In Washington, it was seen as a strategic opportunity. an ally with energy clout in Asia. American companies rushed to get involved. Russia, reliant on energy exports, saw a threat to its influence in Asia. Moscow's response was anxious and defensive. China's reaction was cautious. The field lies within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, but in contested waters. Beijing called for joint development, wary of rising tensions. Japan, South Korea, and Europe welcomed the news as a boost to energy security. OPEC faced a new, powerful non-member on the scene. The global energy chessboard had been upended. The Philippines' rise as an energy player creates a new rivalry with Russia. Geography is key. Philippine oil is close to Asia's biggest markets, while Russia's is far away. Malaya's light, sweet crude is easier and cheaper to refine than Russia's heavier blends. Asian refineries are built for this kind of oil, making it highly attractive. The Philippines is seen as a stable, democratic supplier, unlike Russia, which uses energy as leverage. Buyers prefer a friendly neighbor over a coercive power. This isn't just about barrels, it's about reliability and modernity. Russia is the old guard, the Philippines the agile newcomer. Malaya's impact on Asia could be huge, despite Russia's larger output. The energy world is shifting. Location, quality, and trust now matter as much as volume. A new era of competition has begun. The Malaya field brings promise and serious risks. Geopolitical tension looms with China's claims in the West Philippine Sea. The risk of confrontation is real, especially as development begins. Domestically, sudden oil wealth could fuel corruption and inequality. The government must ensure transparency and accountability to avoid the resource curse. Environmental dangers are significant. A spill could devastate marine life and coastal communities. Strict safety and environmental standards are essential. Economic mismanagement is another threat. Over-reliance on oil can harm other industries. The Philippines must use its wealth to diversify, not become dependent. The path ahead is full of promise but demands wise, careful navigation. The Malaya field offers the Philippines a chance to transform. Billions in investment will fuel growth far beyond energy. Energy independence will shield the economy from global shocks. The country can become a regional leader, shaping ASEAN's future. Oil wealth can fund education, healthcare, and innovation. A sovereign wealth fund could secure prosperity for generations. This is a rare chance to break the cycle of poverty and build a just, resilient society. The future is in the nation's hands. Extracting Malaya's oil is a technical and diplomatic challenge. Deepwater drilling and volcanic rock require cutting-edge technology and skilled workers. The Philippines must partner with global experts and build local talent. Diplomatically, Manila must defend its rights while avoiding conflict, especially with China. A transparent, well-managed sovereign wealth fund is crucial to prevent corruption. Public oversight will ensure the wealth benefits all Filipinos. Investing in education and training will create a homegrown energy workforce. The goal: Filipino expertise running the Malaya field within a decade. Success depends on meeting these technical, diplomatic, and governance challenges. The nation's future will be shaped by how it rises to this test. The Malaya field can fund the Philippines' leap to clean energy. Oil profits will seed a green transition fund for solar, wind, and geothermal projects. The goal: use fossil wealth to build a sustainable, climate-resilient future. As a vulnerable island nation, climate adaptation is a necessity. Investing now positions the Philippines as a future leader in the green economy. The oil is a bridge, not the destination. If managed wisely, Malaya's black gold can power a brighter, greener, and more secure tomorrow. The nation's greatest resource is its vision for the future.